Hey there, Melanie. How are you doing, sweetheart? I hope I'm not interrupting you at work. Have you gotten home yet?
Hey, Dad! Yeah, it's no problem. I just got home a little while ago. What's up? Is there something you need to talk to me about?
Well, yes, actually. The truth is, there's a bit of a favor that I wanted to ask of you.
A favor? What is it? I don't think you've ever asked me for a favor before, come to think of it.
You see, I was wondering if you wouldn't mind lending me some money.
You want to borrow money? From me? Are you serious, Dad?
I know, you must be thinking I'm out of my mind to ask you something like this. And honestly, you're kind of right. But the unfortunate reality is that I really need the money.
What do you need it for? Did something happen to you guys? And why do you need to borrow it from me? I mean, it's not like you guys are hard up for cash, right? You and Mom both have your own careers, so I figured you guys must have more than enough savings to cover anything other than some huge emergency expense.
Yeah, about your mom. I'm afraid I can't ask your mom for help on this one. That's why I'm texting you right now.
Wait, so you want to borrow money from me, but you're trying to keep it a secret from Mom? That makes it pretty hard to agree to loan you the money, Dad. Just what is it that you're planning to buy with the money anyway?
Well, I can tell you, but if you do, you have to promise that you won't tell your mom, okay?
Dad, whether or not I can keep it a secret from Mom is gonna depend on what it is we're talking about.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, well, here goes. The truth is, I actually have a little bit of debt.
Oh no. Dad, what did you do? Who did you borrow money from?
Well, to be more accurate, it's not that I borrowed money. I guess you could say I got swindled. One of my subordinates at the office got in a bit of an accident a while back, and she needed some money to pay off the damages. The accident wasn't really all that big of a deal. The problem was who she got in the accident with. It was a guy, suffice it to say, you don't want to mess around with.
Okay, that really sucks for her. But where do you come in? Did she borrow the money from you or something?
No, she asked me to pay the guy off in her place. She just moved into town from somewhere out in the sticks, fresh out of college. And then, and when I looked at her, she really reminded me of you when you first started out living on your own. I felt like I had no choice but to give her a hand. Plus, she said that she would definitely pay me back. But a little while later, she all of a sudden quit her job and I never saw her again. I never thought that she'd flake out on me like that.
Alright, well, now I understand a little bit more what's going on. But what's wrong with letting Mom know about that?
This isn't the first time this sort of thing has happened to me. I'm terrified that if your mom finds out that I got swindled out of money again, she'll leave me for sure.
I can see why you'd feel that way. But it still doesn't make it right to keep Mom in the dark.
It's alright though, since I'm gonna get the money back in 2 months. She might have ran away, but I was able to contact her parents who said they'd pay it back for her. They don't have the money ready just yet, but they will after 2 months have gone by.
I see.
And so please, Melanie, can you help your old man out? I feel absolutely awful for putting you in this position, but you're the only one I can turn to.
Dad, I only just graduated college 2 years ago. I have my student loans to pay off and everything. So I don't have a lot of spare money laying around either. I think the best thing for you would be to talk to Mom about this.
I know, and I will. Once everything has all been settled, I'm gonna come clean to your mom about the whole thing, I promise.
How much do you need?
I need about $3,000.
And you're gonna pay me back, right?
Yes, for sure. Like I said, in 2 months, her parents are gonna pay me back. And when they do, I can pay you back.
All right. But on one condition. Promise me that from this day forward, no matter what kind of sob story a person comes to you with, you're not gonna lend anyone any more money. Not 1 cent. If you do that and need my help, I won't help you next time. You'll be on your own.
I give you my word, sweetheart. Thank you so much, Melanie. You can count on me. I'll definitely pay you back. Hey there, Melanie. Are you free right now?
Yeah, Dad, what is it?
I wanted to thank you again for loaning me that money a few weeks back. I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah. For what it's worth, I'm still really, really worried about whether you'll be able to repay me or not.
Yeah, I would be too.
This is no laughing matter, Dad. I mean, seriously? You borrowed money from your daughter.
You're right. I'm pathetic, I know. I feel like a total jerk. I'll bet you're hoping I get hit by a car so you can get my insurance money.
That's going a bit too far.
You might think so now, but that's gonna change very soon because I need to borrow some more money from you, Melanie.
I don't believe this. Are you kidding me?
I wish I were. I need another $1,000.
That does it, Dad. I'm not gonna stand for this. I'm gonna talk to Mom and tell her everything.
No, don't do that, please. It's not what you think. I have a perfectly good reason for this.
Oh yeah? You've got 1 minute to convince me not to go to Mom. Go.
Okay, so the truth is that I really needed $5,000. I just didn't want to put that much of a burden on you, so I only borrowed part of the amount rather than the whole thing. I figured that I could manage to come up with the extra $2,000 by myself.
Uh-huh. How?
Well, I've been working odd jobs for cash under the table after work just about every day.
So that's why you've been staying out late recently?
Wait a minute, why do you know about that? You have an apartment now. You're not living with us. Oh no, did you talk to Mom already?
No, that's not it. I've kept your secret for you. Mom called me herself and told me about that.
She called you? Oh no, what did she say?
All she told me was that you've been acting strange lately.
Strange how?
She wasn't too specific. She just told me you've been coming home a lot later than usual recently. Also that you're going to work, even on your weekends and days off.
Oh.
Oh, plus she said that you started buying her cakes and cookies and stuff on your way back home from work? What's the deal with that? Are you trying to butter her up to keep her from getting suspicious?
I wasn't really intending to do that, but I guess subconsciously that's probably why.
Huh. Well, it's not working. Doing weird stuff like that is only gonna make her even more suspicious. I'm telling you, Dad, you need to come clean.
And I will, like I told you. I'll tell her everything once I get the money back. All I need is another $1,000. What do you say?
Is that really all you need? Are you gonna ask me for more in a few weeks? How much have you made doing those odd jobs you talked about?
As of today, about 500. But I know that I can come up with the last couple $100 by myself, honest.
I'm gonna give you the whole 2,000. Take that, pay the whole thing off, and be done with it.
Are you sure you'd be okay with that?
Like I said, I don't want to get another afternoon text asking me for more money later. Mom is already worried enough about you, so stop working late, go home, and be with Mom. I'll wire the money to your account later today.
Thank you so much, Melanie. You're a better daughter than I could ever hope for. I'll quit doing my odd jobs, okay? I promise I'm gonna go straight home after work and put your mom at ease.
Make sure you do.
Oh, by the way, I saw this on TV the other day. I guess a new cafe opened up near your office, right?
Yeah, well, I doubt it's anything you'd be interested in. It's become something of a hangout for young people in the area.
Are they very busy?
Yeah, kinda. They have a lot of followers on all their social media accounts, and whenever I go by, there's a pretty long line.
Think it would be less busy to go on a weekday afternoon?
Yeah. I guess it would probably be a bit less crowded. What, are you gonna try and make it out to me by taking me out to lunch or something? You don't need to do that.
No, that's not what I was intending at all.
Besides, your guys' wedding anniversary is coming up soon. Once you pay me back what you owe me, take the money you made from your side jobs and take Mom out to a nice dinner.
Yeah, you're right. I think I'll just do that. Man, how did a guy like me raise an upstanding young lady like you? You don't deserve to have to cover for your dad's mistakes. And I swear this will be the last time this ever happens.
Thanks for taking me out to lunch today, Mom. Oh, and also for giving me the money from Dad. It's no problem at all, dear. I was just the delivery woman. But I must say it makes me a bit concerned. I know I asked you about this earlier, but are you really all right, dear? Is something wrong? Are you having trouble making ends meet by yourself? No, it's nothing like that. Well, if you say so. Your father was unusually secretive when he told me to give you the money. He told me to just hand it over to you and not ask any questions. But he did also say that when the time was right, he would tell me more about what's going on. Yeah, from what I know of the situation, I'm pretty sure Dad's gonna fill in the blanks for you sometime in the near future. He will? Hey, wait a second. Mom, where are you right now? Did you already get on the bus home? No, dear, I'm not. I had some shopping to do in the city, so I was just on my way to that supermarket a ways down the road from the bus stop. What is it? The envelope you gave me from Dad only had $1,000. That's not right. There should have been $5,000. Do you have any idea what happened to the other $4,000? Another $4,000? You mean to tell me you asked your father for $5,000? No, I didn't ask him for that money. It's just that, well, $1,000 isn't enough. It's not what we had discussed. I don't see how that's any different. $1,000 is a lot of money, Melanie. Trust me, I'm very aware of that. Once you get home, could you ask Dad when he plans on giving me the other $4,000? I don't believe you, Melanie. What on earth has gotten into you? You already borrowed an incredible amount of $1,000 from your father, and the first thing you do is ask for more? It is incredibly inappropriate for you two to intentionally keep me out of the loop like this. Arranging a loan of that size in secret? I won't stand for this. If you want the extra $4,000 you're asking for, you can have it. However, that $4,000 will come at the cost of our familial bonds. I don't need any daughter who would be so willing to take advantage of our kindness. Mom, I'm not borrowing any money. I'm the one who was borrowed from. What? I don't understand. Oh no. Mom, what did Dad tell you when he handed you the envelope? I want to know everything he said. He simply told me that you needed some extra money and asked him to lend you $1,000. I asked him what you said you needed it for, and that's when he told me not to ask any questions. Oh, for the love of... that filthy, rotten liar! Liar? Are you calling your father a liar? You had better explain yourself at this very moment. Gladly. About a month ago, I loaned Dad $3,000. You did? Yep, but apparently that wasn't enough. Because a few weeks later, I ended up having to loan him an additional $2,000 for a total of $5,000. Is all that true? I'm afraid it is, and I'm very sorry for keeping it a secret from you, Mom. Dad was really desperate for me to keep it a secret from you, so I did. I realize now that I was wrong and shouldn't have done that. If I had been honest with you, this might never have happened. You said you were going to the supermarket down the street from the bus stop? Go ahead and wait in the food court. I'll meet you there soon. I'll fill you in on all the details that I have. Hey, Dad. I'm assuming you know what I'm going to ask you about. When are you going to return the rest of the money I loaned you? I loaned you $5,000, but you only gave me back $1,000. Where's the other $4,000?
I'm so sorry, Melanie. I know I told you that my subordinates' parents said that they would pay me back the 5,000, but now they're telling me that they need more time to put together the money.
That's terribly unfortunate for them, but that doesn't change anything about the deal between you and me.
I know. Don't worry. I'll get you the money back, I promise.
Mom tells me you're gonna be out of the house the whole day today. Again. Are you going back to doing your side jobs?
Yeah, I know I told you I was gonna quit, but I had no choice. If I don't do this extra work, I'll never be able to pay you back. I want to get this dealt with as soon as possible. You understand, right?
Don't you think it's about time you stopped?
But Melanie, how am I supposed to pay you back if I don't do any extra work?
I'm not talking about your side jobs.
Huh? Then what are you talking about?
I think you know. I mean, you should stop buying her every single thing she asks you for just because she has a cute face. If you keep doing her bidding like that, you'll never be able to settle your debts.
What, Melanie? I have no idea what you mean.
Yes, you do. It's what you're doing right now. You're with your little friend right now, aren't you? How old is she, Dad? From the looks of things, you're old enough to be her father. And let's see. It looks like she's carrying the purse that you bought her on your last date, isn't she? Boy, Dad, you sure look like you're having a great time. It's like you don't have a care in the world. I'm glad that you aren't letting the fact that you owe your own daughter money interfere with your love life.
Melanie, how?
You can stop trying to look around for me. You're not gonna find us. And look at how nervous you're making that poor girl.
You've been watching me? Where are you right now?
That's no concern of yours. All you need to know is that I have a clear view of everything you're doing, so don't bother trying to run or hide.
I haven't done anything illegal, you know.
Trust me, that was one of the first things I looked into. Your friend appears to be over 18, so there's no issues there. And as far as I can tell, you haven't crossed the line with her for at least the last month.
Right, so what's the problem? This is my private, personal business. It doesn't concern you. I'm allowed to have friends, aren't I? I don't have to run all my acquaintances through my wife or daughter.
I don't have any disagreements with you there, Dad, but that's not the issue. The issue is you paying me back what you owe me. Also, I think it goes without saying, but considering the sob story you told me when I loaned you the money, I'm a bit perturbed to see that you ended up spending it on a designer handbag for your lady friend.
No, that's not what happened. I didn't use your money on her. Come on, what kind of man do you think I am?
I told you, Dad. I checked up on what you've been up to for the entire last month. I got all the evidence I needed to prove my case from your own phone. The first thing I did was check your bank transaction history. I noticed that the very next day after I wired you the first $3,000, there was a withdrawal of the exact same amount. Curious. And then I checked your text messages. Your lady friend sent you a text that same day saying, "Thank you so much for this bag, Daddy. I love it." Then she sent you a picture containing the handbag in question. I looked at the retail price of that bag, and who would have guessed? It retails for around $3,000. It's funny to see her call you Daddy, though. I thought I was your only daughter. Mom already knows everything, too. She also saw that you had been making regular withdrawals from the savings account that was supposed to be for your retirement. How stupid are you, Dad? You weren't covering your tracks at all.
Oh no. Oh no, your mom knows?
Yep, and she's known for quite some time now.
I'm sorry.
1, I am not the person you should be apologizing to. 2, do you think an apology is gonna do any good this late in the game?
You don't understand. This was going to be the last time. I meant it. That's why I met up with her today, to go on one last date.
not as stupid as you are, Dad. That excuse isn't gonna work on me. God, you make me sick. Give me back my money now, and never show your face around us ever again.
I'll give you your money back, okay? But come on, aren't you taking this a little bit too far? You can't talk to me like that. I'm your father.
And just what kind of father and husband have you been, huh? You dipped into your retirement savings to go on dates with a girl younger than your own daughter. And when that money started to run out, you borrowed money from your own daughter. And when that money ran out, you borrowed more money again from your own daughter. All while keeping it hidden from your wife, who, by the way, is not going to give you another chance. She said she wants to divorce you.
Divorce? But I never cheated on her.
Do you think that makes it okay to practically steal money from your wife in order to hang around with a young girl? This isn't sports, Dad. You don't get to tiptoe right up to the line without crossing it and avoid facing any consequences. One of the things that hurts the worst is that you had seemingly no issues with using me to pay off the debt you took on to spend money on that girl. Made up that sob story about your subordinate being in trouble and needing help. I knew that story smelled fishy. It wasn't your subordinate who was in debt to some shady people. It was you, wasn't it?
Let's just calm down for a minute, okay? How about we meet up somewhere and talk things out? You guys don't understand. I was just trying to support her in her career path.
If you want to throw money at young girls, do it with your own money. Don't steal money from your own family. I can't believe the man who raised me is such a vile creep. Gives me the chills. Oh, and when you asked me about that cafe, you were just looking for information on where you could take that girl, weren't you? And there I was, thinking you were trying to invite me to go with you. Wasn't I a complete fool?
That's not true, Melanie. I was going to take you there too, eventually.
I am never going to go anywhere with you ever again for as long as I live. As far as I'm concerned, I don't have a father.
Melanie, please don't say that.
I think you were right about something, Dad. I wouldn't mind at all if you got hit by a car right now.
I'm sorry, Melanie. I never meant to hurt you. And I'm never going to hurt you again. From now on, I'm going to devote myself to my loving family 100% of the time. That's a promise. You can count on me.
You are way too late to call us your loving family. Our love for you was burned up once we found out what you were really up to. I will never trust a word you say ever again. You lied to me in order to steal my money so you could buy presents for that girl. There's nothing you can do to repair that loss of trust.
I told you, I'm not going to see her anymore. So please, don't abandon me. Don't turn your backs on me. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have the two of you in my life. I'd have nothing left to live for.
What are you talking about? You have family besides us. You know, like that girl who called you Daddy. How about you keep on supporting her in her career path? We won't be getting in your way ever again. After that last text exchange, my dad abandoned his date on the spot and rushed home. When he got there, he was just in time to see me and my mom pack the last of his things into a cardboard box and set it outside on the sidewalk. He tried his best to give a groveling apology, but it didn't do any good. My mom and dad got divorced a week later. From what I was able to gather by looking through my dad's phone, he was telling the truth about not having a physical relationship. But I'm pretty sure that's just because she was stringing him along. If he'd had the opportunity, I'm 100% sure he would have taken it. After seeing everything we saw, in all honesty, my mom and I were more disgusted and disappointed than we were angry. But right now, we don't have any feelings left for him at all. When they were negotiating the property division, my mom submitted into evidence an itemized list of all the money Dad had spent on that girl. As a result, he was left with practically nothing. And most of that practically nothing went towards paying me back for the money I loaned him. The rest was hardly enough to live on, so he was forced to start over from scratch by himself, newly single as a middle-aged man. I think by now it has finally gotten through to him just how awful what he did to Mom and me was. Because of his actions, there's no longer anyone in the world left who would actually help him out if he needed it. I don't plan to ever speak to or see him again. I won't even go to his funeral. As for my mom, she took the money she was awarded in the divorce and moved into a nice little condo close to my apartment. She's still got her job too, so I don't think she'll have any trouble with saving up for her retirement. Mom and I both thought that we were a normal family and that Dad was a normal, hardworking man. We have no idea why he turned to spending time and money on young girls for comfort. For a time, we tried to think if there was possibly something that we did to him that would have led to this. But in the end, we came to the conclusion that he was just your average, dirty old man who likes them young. Our goal for now is to forget that he ever existed in the first place, and the first step on that journey is to take a nice, luxurious vacation, just the two of us.